Today is a video on no water changes, no filtration, no Fertz. I've been thinking of this video for quite a long time. There's a lot of these videos out there, a lot of this information. I want to give my take on it. I want to try and help you navigate through these topics and let you know that, to be honest, it's a play on words. I'm not going to go through each topic and discuss what it really means, what they're really trying to say, and hopefully help you not make disastrous mistakes in fish keeping. So we're downstairs now into the aquariums, and we're going to go through the topic one, which is no water changes. Like we briefly said in the intro, it's a play on words. There is no such thing as a no water change aquarium. Simply doesn't exist. It's literally a play on words. Even when you see these tanks online and they say no water changes and I just top it off, and well, basically water has left the aquarium. You have put water into the aquarium. You've performed a water change. It might take you a long time to change all of that water, but you've performed a water change. And even these people do claim to do this. If you watch their videos and if you go into the more detailed interviews, they will even discuss that yes, they do water changes, and they have done them when necessary. When the tank has become foul or something's gone wrong with the aquarium, they have done a water change. Even though they've said a no water change aquarium, they've done it anyway. It's a play on words. It's a YouTube thing, and I get it because I'm doing YouTube. I understand that sometimes you do play on words, but misinformation could be a bit dangerous, especially for a beginner. So please don't think you can go out to your fish store, you can buy an aquarium, you can cycle it, fill it with fish, and never do water changes. That's not going to happen. You're going to end up with disaster. You're going to end up thinking, what have I done? How have I killed all my fish? You're going to leave the hobby. You're going to sell your fish tank. And we really don't want that. We're a great community of fish keepers. I love fish keepers. We're all a brilliant community. And we want more to join and stay. So misinformation can be a real problem. We'll talk about misinformation towards the end of the video as well, and we'll discuss how you can best judge what information to take and what to use. And it's not about who you use, it's just how you interpret the information, how you read the information, and how you apply it to your own fish keeping. Because we're all very different in how we keep fish. Our aquariums are all different. A lot of things are variable, so it can be very different to each person what they do. But is there a no water change system? No. No. In nature, water is changed through rainfall, through evaporation, through mountains, streams, whatever. All water eventually will need changing or refreshing from time to time. If I'm wrong there, correct me, but I don't believe I am. And I've kept fish for many, many, many years. And I've always performed water changes. I learned from someone when I was a very young, small fella. I learned from a great guy in a fish shop that was absolutely a genius fish keeping, and taught me most of what I know today. Taught me how to understand filtration and everything else. And yes, I'm fortunate to keep several different aquariums, and they're all different in terms of water changes. So this tank right here, quite a big aquarium, 180 litres, full of plants, fairly heavily stocked, but not that high energy. So I don't have to change water that often in this aquarium. I'll probably do one big one once every 4 weeks. Then I might do small ones in between that. Sometimes you can go 2 weeks without no water changes, and it's absolutely fine. Other aquariums I've got are the high energy aquascapes, which are CO2, fertilization, highlighting. They need a weekly water change. If I didn't do that, they would fail. So on those aquariums, it's probably 50% aesthetics, because water changes are a lot about aesthetics too, because I'll clean my glass, get it all freshened up. I need to do a water change to get rid of all that dirt, that rubbish out of the aquarium. So 50% is aesthetics, 50% would be in terms of nutrients, waste, organics, all that sort of stuff. So I have to do it every week. So that is the message here. It's not a no water change. These videos, these topics should be called how to do less water changes or how to do infrequent water changes. But it's all vastly different from aquarium to aquarium. So topic number 2, a no filter aquarium. Again, a complete play on words. Every aquarium keeping fish or whatever it is will have a filtration system. Whether that's powered or natural is the difference. Yes, you can create, using deep substrates, a lot of plants and low stocking, you can create a very natural system, which is a natural filtration system, using plants to filter the water. So yes, you have got a filter. It's a play on words. What they mean is they haven't got a plug-in or mechanical or powered filter in the aquarium. Doesn't mean no filtration. It has filtration, just done in a very different way. Not a no filter. It just means you're doing it a different way. And if you want to explore that, then do. I've done them aquariums and they're fascinating to do. But my advice would be to have a filtration system on hand, whether it be a sponge filter or some other filtration device. You can cycle it pretty quickly with some certain products. And if your no filter or natural filter aquarium doesn't quite go right or ends up going a bit wrong, have a filter on hand that you can save that aquarium very quickly from disaster and killing all your fish, which you do not want that either. And if you're buying an aquarium and you think you can go away with no filter, you can't. If you're starting out and you're not doing one of these natural substrate aquariums, which do take a lot of skill and a lot of experience to actually do, make sure you have filtration. You will need a filter of some description. Even if it's just a sponge filter, you'll need something to keep your fish alive. Very important. So again, that ties into misinformation. I'm going to go through that in the video as well. So can you have a no filter aquarium? No, it's just how you choose to filter that water in the aquarium. So topic number 3, probably the most least controversial of the 3, is no Fertz. So no fertilization or no plant food. Again, a slight play on words, because if you're growing plants, they do need food. They will need fertilization. Very similar to no filter, it's how you're doing it. So in these aquariums, they've created a deep substrate packed with nutrients, packed with fertilization for the plants. Then as time goes on, they rely on the fish waste and organic waste to produce plant food for the plants. So again, it's a play on words. What they mean is they're not adding a liquid fertilizer or a root tab. They're still fertilizing, they're still feeding the plants, they're just doing it a different way without adding it via a bottle or, I could say, a tablet. If you want plants to grow, you will need fertilizer of some description in the tank, some sort of plant food to be created for them plants to survive. And if you're doing high energy tanks, aquascaping tanks, then you will need to add in a liquid fertilizer or root tab fertilizer at some point, because the plants just consume so much of that energy, so much of that food, that you'll need to add it in. The fish waste probably won't be enough. But it depends how you keep your aquarium. So we just mentioned briefly, in the aquascape aquariums, yes, I fertilize quite a lot every week. This aquarium is heavily stocked. The plants are pretty low energy plants, slow growing ones. There's enough fish waste and everything is in this tank that I don't really add fertilizer to this tank. There's enough in it for the plants to grow. Whereas the high energy tanks, yes, it's essential. If I didn't do that, the plants would just not thrive, they wouldn't grow properly, they'd get algae and it'd just be a mess. So definitely of the 3 topics, it's the most loosest one. But yeah, no water changes, no filtration, no Fertz. It's all a play on words, and we're going to discuss that now in the last part of the video. So let's get this wrapped up. We've gone through the 3 topics. The no water changes, which with total play on words doesn't really exist. You are going to be changing water at some point, some degree or some level of water anyway. And if you're watching this and you're starting out, just do weekly water changes for now until you've learned a lot more about your aquarium and your fish and what you're doing. Perform water changes. If you want to get a test kit, even better, test your water, learn about how your water is progressing. When it's getting to that level, you need to do some water changes. Learn about that first. Then if you want to move on to do less water changes, more plants, all that sort of stuff, that's great, that's the way to go. But don't think you can get away with doing no water changes. It's not going to happen. No filtration, again, Another play on words, all aquariums with stock of fish, of shrimp, or whatever they have some sort of filtration system in there. Just depends on what you're using. Like we discussed, if you try and do one of these no filter aquariums, make sure you have a filter on hand, just in case. Don't be, relying totally on what you've done with the plants, because if it goes wrong fast, and you might have no chance to save your fish. Have a sponge filter on hand. Doesn't matter if it's cycled, like I said, doesn't matter, you can cycle pretty fast. But yes, you will need some sort of filtration system in the aquarium. Secondly, or the third one wasn't yet, it was Fertz. Now this is not as controversial as the two. Plant food can be provided in different ways. Yes, you can do it naturally with fish waste. That's right, I do that myself, we'll discuss that. You can add in fertilizers and if you're doing high-tech aquariums. But yeah, the plain words is they're saying no Fertz, but there is some plant food going in or being produced. It's just the plain words to get you to think you can do it without Fertz. But if you want plants to grow, you're going to need to provide them with food. That's just a simple fact. They won't grow without food. Just like me, I don't grow without a lot of food. That's it, kind of, guys. We're going to stay towards the end of the video. Like I said earlier on, it's misinformation is the key here, and how you get the information, how you use it in the hobby. Obviously, we're quite fortunate these days to have a lot more information out here. People doing videos like this, or books, or what have you. And there's a lot out there. It can be confusing, it can be a bit, but you can take bits and bobs from each person, or each thing, and you can learn about then how to apply it into your own fish keeping, hobby or journey, whatever you want to call it. But misinformation can be very terrible, so please, if you watch one video, watch 10. Get a balance of it and take what you need out of that, including myself. I'm talking about my kind of way, my experience with it all. I'm not saying I'm the only way is my way. That's not at all what I'm trying to say. I do it my way, it works for me. Your way might be different, but there are a few things that are almost givens that you have to do to keep fish successfully, and that's what we're hopefully trying to get a message across in this video. Yeah, misinformation. So, say for instance, I get a good example now of this. I've just thought that in my head actually. So, aquascaping. I've been fish keeping for 25 years, but I've been aquascaping for 5 years. And when I first started aquascaping, my first content I found was George Farmer. If you've never heard of him, check his videos out. But because of his information is so amazing, so top-notch, so accurate, so perfect, so easy to follow, my journey in keeping aquascape tanks has been very easy. I've really enjoyed it. I've had lots of success. Yeah, some downfalls of problems, but yeah, that's part of it anyway. But because I was able to get that information from there, I had a great journey with aquascaping. I didn't leave it, I didn't give up, I haven't scrapped the hobby completely. I'm really enjoying it, and I think I'll be doing it for another many, many, many years to come, hopefully. Whereas if I'd got the wrong information back then, and I'd done it, and everything had died, and nothing would grow, I'd have left the hobby. I kept fish still, because I'll always keep fish, but I would have probably gone, no, look, the escaping thing, that isn't for me. CO2 that's not for me. I'm going to get rid of that because it's failed and I've killed everything. Look, that didn't happen. Anyway, guys, that's my story today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found something useful. I hope you understand a bit more now about these videos and what to learn from. I hope it's come across clear. I do these videos off the cuff. There's no script here now. It's just literally off me talking away to you, as if I talked to you in the street or in the fish store. And if you enjoy this kind of content, let me know. Comment, like, subscribe, and wherever you are in the world today, morning, evening, whenever you are, enjoy the rest of your time today, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.